so everybody, I am currently sitting with Anton Kabanen of Beast in Black here in Edmonton, which is crazy because, as I mentioned, we were just chatting that in November I was talking with you and you said, yeah, if we can go on a tour, we're going to go on a tour. We're going to come to Edmonton. And then after the last 2 years of having men give me false promises, I thought, yeah, right. But here you are.
Yeah, and it's great to be here on tour like after such a long time. You know, we want to keep doing it like now, like normally, if possible. I mean, like even though there's COVID-19 in the world, probably forever after this, but somehow we have to learn to live with it and learn to organize tours. And it looks like it's possible so far.
Yeah, that's actually one of Andrew's questions because my son has a question that I'll ask in a little bit, and then Andrew actually had a question because he said, you know, for the most part, first time in since the pandemic, you're here in North America. How has the pandemic changed what you do, or not just from the creative process, but all the way up to now? I mean, I'm able to come backstage, but like we're distanced. I'm wearing a mask. How else has the pandemic changed things?
I don't know. I always think it from the like album making and tour perspective, because that's my life basically. Basically, like it's the thing what I really do in life. That's number one thing. And I just think, okay, pandemic gives more time in studio to work on mixes and sounds and stuff like that. I don't really even think about it. You know, whatever the situation is in the world, I always see only opportunities. Okay, if one door closes, it means another door opens, and that's it. So I'm not thinking it in terms of pandemic. I'm just focused on what can be Black do now, regardless of what the situation is. So.
Okay, very cool. And I just did some quick research, and the most popular 3 songs, so I'm guessing, because this is a headlining show, so therefore the set list can be a little bit different. So I'm guessing Blind and Frozen has to be in the set list. Yeah. Moonlight Rendezvous. And then One Night in Edmonton.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And does that surprise you that those 3 songs are so popular? I mean, Blind and Frozen, I'm sure you're used to it by now, but Moonlight Rendezvous and One Night in Edmonton, I mean, that's incredible.
To me, all the songs are equal as the writer of the songs. But when we make the set list, it's just a matter of trying to make it equal between 3 albums, to have enough songs from each album to represent the whole catalog we have so far. Whatever songs people like, it's great thing. To me, it doesn't really matter if top 3 favorites or some other songs than those that you mentioned.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter because all the songs are done with equal dedication and passion and care for detail and so forth.
Yeah. Does that make you upset then that some children are going off to be blind and frozen and other children maybe not so much?
When you make art, any form of art, you have to forget about everything else.
That's right.
Just do what you like. You do it for yourself, only for yourself in that moment, because when you do it like that, then you'll be able to stand behind it and share it with clear conscience with everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, what's the point in making something not with full heart or something? Because I wouldn't be able to promote or play the songs if I'm not behind them fully, 100%. I would be able, but I wouldn't enjoy it. Right? So I don't want to lie emotionally, like to myself when I'm on stage or somewhere performing that content.
Yeah. Now, what I gathered for the set list is there's going to be pieces from each album for everybody to hear, which is cool when you've got the headliner, because you can do more with the set list.
Yeah.
As you've been playing along, because you've got quite a few gigs playing in Calgary last night, yeah? How did it go in Calgary?
Great. The audience is great everywhere. We didn't expect this kind of a welcome. I mean, it was beyond our expectations everywhere in US and Canada. It's been superb.
Great.
So,
yeah, better in Canada though, eh?
of course.
Of course. No, we love our American friends. I believe that's the Dark New World song, right? Just kidding. kind of something that comes to mind then is there's a lot of synthesizer. Is that just like a backing track or something?
Yeah, it's only backing tracks.
Okay.
The fun thing with that, people seem to be so, how would I put it? We often hear these comments, we really should get a keyboard player and blah, blah, blah. It's like, why don't I, for example, hear comments like, okay, Powerwolf, they don't even have a bass player. Their bass is coming from backing tracks.
Yeah.
Sabaton's keyboards are all backing tracks. Nightwish has tons of like backing tracks. All the symphonic stuff is on backing tracks.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's somehow weird that we use keyboards on backing tracks. Like, what?
I know. Yeah, even in Flames. In Flames has a lot of stuff, even extra guitar parts coming through.
Yeah. And we have, some of the vocals are on backing tracks, not because we cannot sing, it's just to make it sound fuller. We sing the same stuff live, but when you do the choruses in many songs, you have like 30 vocals or something,
Right.
or 40.
Yeah.
And when there's only 3 microphones on stage, those can't like match the sound, the tone, what 30 voices do. So we drive those from backing tracks, and on top of that we use like the live microphones.
Okay.
Done is modern me, so. But some people still kind of see somehow that it's wrong or taboo or whatever. It's all about the end result,
Right.
to make it as good as possible. Those are just tools, backing tracks and additional vocals. It's not making us less live. We're 100% live, but we have additional help from technology to make it sound like fuller.
Right. So the Quad Cortex isn't playing guitar for you.
Exactly, yeah. And the backing tracks aren't like, except keyboards, especially on keyboard player. But
Yeah.
the whole thing with the keyboards is that you would need many keyboard players to be able to play all the stuff that's there. So why bother? Like just put all there. There's synth bass, synth carpet, some keyboard riff. Sometimes it's like layered, and then there's another keyboard riff on top of it, or some kind of a percussion loop or something. So it's already like many like stereo tracks, and one player doesn't have enough arms or hands to play that stuff.
Yeah, I was listening to the new record, Dark Connection, before we sat down, and one of the things I was listening to is just all of the layers, and going back to the mixing, how you're able to get everything to fit, because in a lot of cases it's almost like the guitars are just a bed of mid-range, but you've got so many other synthesizer parts going on. I think it's actually One Night in Tokyo that's the synthesizer is kind of like the main hook, and then the guitars are just coming in with chords.
Yeah.
Did you write that on synthesizer, or did you write it on guitar and then think it would sound better on synthesizer?
I can't remember exactly how that song started, but I think it was born in my head. I mean, I often compose just in my head.
Right.
Like if I take a walk somewhere or drive a car, I can get some kind of a line that resonates in me, then I start like singing it, humming it, or same thing with keyboard riffs. I just might sing by myself something. Oh, it sounds nice. Then I just write it down as a keyboard riff or something.
Yeah. Okay. So do you play, or is it all like MIDI?
All this MIDI program, all the keyboards. I don't really like push record and play the keyboards physically.
Okay. So no Eddie Van Halen type stuff going on.
No.
Like jump. You're like,
I just like program everything.
Okay.
I'm a MIDI guy. I love programming the virtual instruments.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's cool. What other questions do I have while you're here? I have the tour poster. You're looking so mighty. Right there. Were you guys all together in the same room for this, or was it like put together?
We were all together in the same room.
Cool.
In the same city. That's a real shot.
Oh, it's a real shot. Wow. Very cool. Kind of a silly question, but like some of the things like Highway to Mars, you could say like Highway to Edmonton, right? Like came up from Calgary on the highway to Edmonton. Do you change the names of the songs kind of like when you're in cities? Like, for example, obviously One Night in Tokyo is going to be huge in Tokyo. Have you played it in Tokyo yet?
No, not yet. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
We'd love to go there and play there soon again. The last time was 2019 September when we played in Japan. So.
Right. Wow. Very cool. So how is touring in the pandemic? Are you nervous at all going, from place to place to place? Does it make you nervous, or is it just you're so excited to get back at it?
No, I'm really nervous. The biggest challenge is to rest well enough on tours,
Right.
and to get good sleep. That's a challenge for me. And when you're when you have slept well, you're not ill or anything, you're ready for the day. You can do the show, soundcheck, and you're in positive mood. But when you're tired, it's difficult to maintain the high energy and the positive spirit and stuff like that. But usually it gets better the closer toward the show we come.
Yes.
Okay, the show's in half an hour, then you start to get the adrenaline and getting excited.
Mhm.
But to me, that's a personal issue, at least for me, and sometimes for each of us. It happens always that there's good sleep, there's bad sleep. But I'm not really worried about the shows. Show is a show, no matter where we play. We know what we do on stage. We know the choreography is the songs. If the stages are too small, that's something that kind of bothers us, because some choreographies are really you have to think, not to hit the microphone stand and practical stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you have to do this with the guitar, you can't because of the microphone stand, so you have to do it like this.
Right.
Small things,
Yeah.
changing motions and how to fit all together in some parts into the center and not to hit each other accidentally.
Yeah, very true. Do you have a coach then? Before you guys left, did you meet somewhere in a central place to rehearse? And did a coach come in to go over?
No, we always do the stuff ourselves. We book a rehearsal place for 1 week in Vantaa.
Okay.
Yeah, it's near the airport.
Sweet. Okay. Well, that was our time. So thank you everybody so much. And thank you so much, Anton, for sitting down and number one, for coming to Edmonton. That's awesome.
I'm glad to be here. I hope you'll enjoy the show in the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited. First time actually being able to see you guys live, because the first time was supposed to be in September of 2020. But then
the camera call, I remember.
Yeah, which is going to be cool. So I'm super excited. Big fan. Try not to fanboy over here. And yeah, thank you again.
Thank you.
Cheers.